Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Let me get the camera centered a little bit here. Obviously, that's the wrong way. There we go. See if I can get myself centered in there. Good, perfect. So, thought that I would jump on and do a little live video, sort of recapping the marathon from this weekend. So, anybody that I've sort of seen in the clinic over the last couple of weeks or whatever. Basically what I'm trying to do this year is I'm sort of testing myself. Maybe a little bit of peer pressure was, but I'm trying to do 2 marathons, 3 weeks apart or 4 weeks apart. So I was really setting out this weekend in Corning to sort of see how I felt as the race went on, and I was going to sort of see how hard I was going to push myself. Anybody that I've seen this week, probably told basically my opinion was that I had 20 really, really good miles, and then 6 miles I had to sort of finish in order to get to the finish line, which is basically pretty much, from my experience, what happens in a marathon anyway. But I was pretty excited to see how all my training worked out and the different training plans and things that I had put together worked. And so I thought that was really, really great. It was a great race. Weather turned out perfect for us. We ended up, nice and cool in the morning, with a little bit of drizzle as we sort of got into the race, but it was really perfect running weather. I sort of set out trying to shoot somewhere between 4 and 4:15 for a time. So I had a plan for what I wanted to do pace-wise going through. I thought I would test out the new Pace Pro feature on the Garmin, and it worked really well. It was good. I set it up that I wanted to start out a little slow and get faster as the race went on. I started off with the 4-hour pace group, and to be honest, I'm not usually a fan of running with the pace groups just because of the crowds, and as you get to water stations, people going back and forth. And so that pretty much held true there. And so I sort of drifted in front of or behind them, as things went on. And I thought, I felt pretty good as I went through. And then right around mile like 18 or 19, I just felt like I could feel myself start to get dehydrated, and I could tell that I needed more water than I could get in between the water stops. And so I tried to take a little bit more at each water stop. I had been carrying sort of one handheld bottle with Muritin in it that usually works great for me and is usually plenty. But I think I just, for some reason on that day, needed more water. And I think I probably wasn't drinking enough at the water stops early on in the race. So one big thing I learned is sort of, we always say like, you don't want to get thirsty, but I think that, they don't fill those cups up too high, and I was just grabbing one, drinking it, and moving on. And so I think for the next one, my plan is actually going to be to get rid of the Muritin and probably carry more gel for fuel and just carry more water so that I can have access to it between water stops, and then be able to just sort of refill the handheld as I go with the water from the different stops. I think that'll work a little bit better for me. Sort of the advantage of doing 2 of them back to back is kind of taking some of the lessons from one and carrying it over into the other one. And everything else I think went well. I definitely found that as I had trained the whole time using some of the Gatorade Endurance that was going to be on the course. But one thing to sort of take into account, they definitely mixed it way stronger than I ever did. And so I took one on the first. Ooh, there we go. Got interrupted a little bit there. So I took one and realized that wasn't going to work great for me. But I was fine. I had the Muritin stuff with me, and I had enough goo and gel to sort of get me through the rest of the way. But overall, I thought it was a great race. Definitely one I would recommend everybody. Having done Chicago last year, I think that the smaller races, these smaller marathons, are more my style. I'm just not a fan of the big city, huge crowds, those sort of things. It was, a beautiful area to run through. Really, really great support, water stops along the way. Great food at the finish, and Wegmans close by, so you really can't go wrong with that at all. So yeah, that's my sort of recap with that. Now I'm sort of getting into, I was happy. I felt pretty good by Tuesday. Went out and did a 3 mile, just came back from a little over 4 miles. So get my legs back under me, try and get 10 or 12 in this weekend. And then nothing really too big in between now and Savannah in a couple weeks, but just try to get some steady 4, 6, 8 mile runs in midweek going into that. And I look forward to that one, learning from it and seeing how my body feels and holds up, and seeing if I can sort of learn from that little 20-mile wall that I hit this weekend and go through. I think I haven't 100% committed to it yet, but I think the plan might be to run the next one with the watch in my pocket and not look at it at all the whole time. Obviously, you have to record it. Otherwise, if it doesn't end up on Strava, it didn't really happen. But that'll let it get up there, but I don't want to look at it as I go. So I think I'll turn the lap feature off, hit start at the line, and hit stop at the finish, and end it right there. So have a great weekend, everybody. Any questions or anything, let me know. But highly recommend that race. Good time, great people, in a good town. So hope everyone has a great weekend. Good luck to everyone racing in Chicago and Newport this weekend. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.